Hey collectible fans, this is Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. Hot Toys time, and boy, we've got a lot of Hot Toys reviews we're going to give you, and this one is, well, you can just tell from that there almost, but it's Batman, the Hot Toys recent release of the 1989 Tim Burton movie version. So DX09 1/6 or 12-inch scale collectible version. Bits and pieces on the back there, just about the artists involved, and it's quite a heavy one here, so I'll try and keep it up to date. We do have a Batmobile coming, but it's the Tumbler. I've kind of opted not to collect that version, but inside here you'll see, hopefully, we've got, apart from some tissue paper, a fair bit of very cool things inside. So some text on Batman itself, and you'll see in there is actually, it's a cell which you can move out and actually create your own little, oh my god, this thing's huge. There we go, one bat signal. Very cool little piece which you can have and pose your figure and shine the light on it there. So as usual with all Hot Toys, it's incredibly well packaged. Inside we get all the various versions of Batman there. Michael Keaton, incredibly lifelike, I have to say. Let's have a quick look at that just to focus in a little sharper. So they're wrapped in plastic just now. There's three different faces. Now we've got some albums up on the TekSushi.com page, which actually has all the different versions and variations of this. So there's loads of photographs. I'm not going to show everything in absolute detail because we would be here forever. There's so much cool stuff included there. So it does mention there, and I'm out of focus again. But some of the features there are the likeness is just amazing. Absolutely awesome. So let's just see if we can show you that on camera. So there we go. It's really common in a lot of other Hot Toys, and we'll show you that on a Joker DX as well up and coming, which is this parallel eyeball rolling system pairs. So it allows you to move the figure's eyeballs behind the head, and it allows you to move that around and just give it a better pose as far as eyeballs are concerned. Translucent iris, Michael Keaton as Batman, detailed paint, classic Batman, blah blah blah. It's stunning. It really is a stunning piece. So there's some other bits and pieces. 30 points of articulation on this figure. Although it's incredibly limited, you can't actually move this too much. And a little bit more about the artist there. Now inside this set we have, it's quite a deep box, but if we lift this up, hopefully we can see and show you. This is the difficulty of doing a review this way. It's a little hard to show you, but you can take this cardboard off. And inside we have, there we go, whoops, lots more. Lots and lots of pieces. What you get inside there is a massive cape for Batman. It's all folded up. Some aspects for the stand, which you can see there's an instruction sheet in there, shows you how to take the facial sculpt off. And lots of little pieces that Batman can have. Little ninja-like nunchuck stars, bat communicators, God, you name it, he's got all these sorts of things. All the bits and pieces you can imagine from the movie, including that sequence where he meets the Joker with, I forget her name now, the heroine of the movie, and what's her name? Blonde hair. Oh, anyway, whatever, I'll remember in 2 seconds. But that sequence in the movie where he says, where does he get all those amazing toys? And that's the kind of sliding zip wire kind of thing that Batman has. So, loads of toys. The big problem with all the toys on this Batman is they can't actually be held in his hand because or on his belt, they just don't have that capability. So it's a bit of a letdown on that way. So where we get an amazing looking Batman, we just can't do a great deal with the accessories that he has. So let me give you a good look at this guy, and we'll do a usual high def close-up. Again, there's lots and lots of photographs of this on our TekSushi Facebook page. You can see them all in detail, but that is Michael Keaton, man. That is absolutely on the money. Let me just go really in closer to show you. So as far as I'm concerned, it's Michael Keaton anyway. He's absolutely on the money. So as I mentioned, on the back of the head you can just see this pops up, and let's see if we can get this. It's magnetic, so it stays on pretty well. You'll see the magnet aspect there. And if hopefully this will work, you'll see the eyeballs. There we go. so they can move up and down, so forth, so on. He looks a little startled there. So there we go. So yes, very creepy in some ways, very realistic. But that goes back on the head, and that shoe, as far as these parallel eyeball rolling systems are, very creepy. It's surprisingly effective, and really works well. But as for the figure itself, there's a bit of a high def kind of look at him. All the detail that's on that glove is super movie accurate. The yellow on the belt, the chest plate, all the I rub his abs. But the jumpsuit's pretty well designed over the typical Hot Toys body underneath, which allows it all this articulation. But again, you can just see as I move that, it's moving away from the actual body underneath. So even though it sits a little loose, it looks really good. Really, really good in fact. And there's a bit of the stand which it comes with. Just this yellow embossed raised plastic, and the Batman MMS DX. Now these are all lights at the bottom, which is very cool. Small, movable. I've not yet put batteries in there, but it takes 4 batteries with the looks of it, 4 AA's. And these 4 lights can be posed and really light up your figure pretty well. In fact, it's only 2 lights, 2 at the front, my apologies. 2 small, very kind of high-powered LEDs. But onto the figure, and well, in fact, before I do it, a little bit on the cape itself. It's gorgeous. It's cape skull, but it's just beautifully made cloth, and it looks like leather. You can actually have some pegs that hold up the cape if you want to at an angle. A couple of sequences in the movie where you had the fully extended cape, but I've just got to pose this in a fighting pose here. Comes with a bunch of different hands as well, of course. Hands to grip the weapons, hands to grip all sorts of other devices and bits and pieces. And this is where the accessory side of things goes a little array. These are all magnetics. You'll see on his belt that bat device which clips on. Let me just take this off and I'll show you. There's a small magnet in here. Now I'll expose that magnet and show you. Oops. It's incredibly hard to get under this because it's very, very small, but you'll see the detail on it once out. There we go. There's one magnet in there. So that sits, and well, for some reason it folds down, and the instructions always in Hot Toys are a bit shoddy, but I guess the English is maybe not great, but this small device here clips onto the belt in a certain way. But unfortunately, when you try to put it back onto this belt, it doesn't quite sit right. This one clips on a little more, so that kind of hooks on, but that can be removed. And all those other devices I mentioned, there's unfortunately no other way to put them onto the bat belt. There's no slots, there's no other mechanisms. Only this one, which doesn't sit very well. If I just pop that back on, I'll try to anyway. There you go. It sits a little off-kilter down at the halfway down the belt, and the instructions show it to be sitting much more flush up. So a little odd, but look, at the end of it, it's a small kind of issue there. You really want to pose this guy and just have him kind of looking the best you can. But yeah, all those extra little accoutrements, as nice as they are, you can't really do much with them. So they either reside in the box or they just lie around at the bottom of Batman. There's not a great deal you can do, but incredibly detailed they are. But I can't imagine most people wanting to display Batman with a bat radio. More likely going to be a gun of some sort or some kind of pose. So but there we go. There are a couple of other things. For example, this batarang that it comes with these kind of steel tips there. It's very cool. But again, where do we put that rope? How do we hang it on? There's a little small hook there, but I have no idea. Instructions are always something that's really light when it comes to Hot Toys, so yet to play around with this and find out more. But still, it's a kick-ass looking figure. It's just beautiful. I love this guy, and especially with the Joker version, which I'm waiting on coming. I'm just stoked. Absolutely love this. These are bloody sharp, by the way, so watch what you're doing. They're incredibly sharp and really tough as well. So again, incredibly movie accurate. You really can't get much better at this scale. But wow, there we go. Now, articulation, I should mention, even though this has 30 points of articulation, he's a little restricted because of his cape. So you can only move this so far without it not really working too well. And this thing can catch on this leather cape, by the way, and tear it, so watch what you're doing with it. I nearly tore things up. But we do get a lot of movement, but it's just a little restricted because of his rubber suit. So if I take that off the stand, you can move him around a little bit. Now these legs effectively could display all the way up, but again, because there's rubber suit over it, and I keep pointing to his crotch, which is really putting me off, but there we go, it's just a little hard. So see, you can bend the knee, but again it bounces back because of that rubber suit. So it's a very limited figure in terms of articulation, even though it has all of the articulation. There's not a great deal you can do with it. So you've got to pose it in a certain way, and that's your lot. But that's pretty much what most of us would do with this really cool kind of piece. Now, where to get this? If you're in Australia, there's only one place as far as I'm concerned, and that's shopforme.com.au. I'm not sponsored by those guys. I don't do anything really for them other than I love the stuff they have and the prices they have. Great service, really quick, and they are the cheapest and lowest cost in Australia I've ever seen. Really good service. Jim and Bill and all the others that are there, phenomenal. They have daily blitzes on really cool toys such as this, and really reduce the prices. Lego as well. The Lego is the cheapest price in Australia without a doubt. So definitely check them out if you're there. Overseas, look, you've got plenty of options. You get Sideshow Direct, and lots of other retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store, another sponsor from here, and you can shop for them there. Even Brian's Toys has the occasional Hot Toys figure there, mostly Star Wars and G.I. Joe, but occasionally they get these kind of figures in. So, but if you're in Australia, get this like I did for a great price at shopforme.com.au, and there's a link on our TekSushi homepage top banner, and click through and pick this one up. And trust me, they get everything. They've got the Joker, the Batmobile, the Tumbler, you name it, they've got all the hot toys, and I bought them all pretty much. They've got me hooked, and they've been so good. Well, that's just the way it works, so I've continued to buy. So that's Batman, a very quick overview for a big hot toy like this, an inexpensive toy, but one that's just insanely cool. Let us know what you think, comments below, or join us on facebook.com/TekSushi. There's way more posts on our Facebook page. We don't really get a great time to post every single thing onto the blogs that we've got, and Tumblr and Blogger and so forth, but everything's going on TekSushi on the Facebook page. And lots of other admins and Facebook people like myself are posting cool stuff there, posters and news, so head on there and we'll see you there, and get some more reviews coming to you soon as well. Cheers.